Hey everybody, and welcome to the September Q&A video. Yeah, I went and moved my hair at like the wrong moment when I went to start the video, so I apologize for that, but it's been one of those days, everybody. Actually, it's been one of those weekends, because I just had to recently reset my laptop after the issue that I had on the podcast this past weekend, which I do apologize for, but it is what it is. Anyway, it's the Q&A video, or the You Ask 'em, I Answer 'em video, and you've submitted a bunch of questions. This time I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I have 7 pictures up so I can read the questions and make sure that I'm staring at the camera and not at my damn laptop. I'm not going to tell you how many times I've done this. If I would ever do the podcast in video, I at least know I will screw that up. At some point, at that point, I can have it looking at my laptop, have my laptop in the background. I go, oh, look, yeah, no, I'm on my laptop. I'm not making this up. Yes, I do have my laptop going at the same time. So I have the questions up here, and I have that here. So that's all cool. I'll probably do a little channel update at the end of this video and announce when the next Q&A video will be. So let's get started. So first question I have is, if you had both a planet, then later your own country, what would it be like? That's kind of a downgrade. I go from planet to country? Wait a minute here. I have a planet. What the hell do I need a country for? What the hell do I need a country for? I have a planet. Oh, God. A planet of me. I can see that. I think if I had my own planet, it would probably be or at least 1/3 of it would be mostly like technologically advanced. You'd have old, like massive technology, cities, stuff like that, and 1/3 of it. Another third would be more forested, wooded areas for those people that just want to go and relax and unwind. It would also include like shore areas, like there's like a nice little beach area, lakes, stuff like that. And I think the final part would just be like up in the air, whatever I'd really want for it. I really couldn't tell you. Animals in that, I guess, would still exist. Robotic pets, stuff like that. If I had my own country, that ironically I had to do as a project in 6th grade. No, 10th grade. Because I ended up getting moved out of my one social studies class, and because my mom didn't want me to have that particular teacher, and I ended up getting the other one. I swear that was freaking college prep. Dare you to tell me it's not. But I swear to God, because I felt dumb in that class. Even for my intelligence, I felt dumb. And then again, I'm not the world's smartest person anyway. But if I had my own country, it would probably be technologically advanced. Think like Wakanda, in a way. I'd probably have something like Wakanda meets Japan with a bit of... You think like Wakanda meets Japan, basically. Have nice little rural areas, have lovely beach sides, lakes, stuff like that, cityscapes, public transportation like you wouldn't believe, both above and underground. I'd be pretty happy with that. Yeah. I don't really know like laws or anything that I would have, because that kind of delves a little too far into something that I don't like talking about on my videos. But as far as like what my country would be like I said, think Wakanda meets Japan. That pretty much tells you. The technologically advancedness of Wakanda, and both the old and new beauty that Japan has. The old style, traditional beauty that it has, the landscape, stuff like that, and the more advanced stuff like the buildings and things like that. Those two kind of combined, that would be my country. As for planet, think that's about 10%. Just peacefulness is another 10. Like 1/3 of the planet is this, another third is this, and the final third is whatever the fuck I can think of it to be. I don't really have a good answer for that. I'd probably say water. At some point, we'd have to have some type of massive body of water here, some lands, other islands. I really wouldn't know. I really wouldn't know. I know there's like a bunch of games out there that you can make your own like plan it and that, but I don't think I'd have. I don't think I have the time to look for any of those, nor would I even want to try to play them. I know there's a YouTuber that does like a lot of that. That Gray Still Plays does a lot of those. I watch his channel a lot. They're pretty interesting videos, so yeah, that's pretty cool. As a possible sequel to the video game question, okay, that was last month's question. Okay, what if someone made a comic strip about me? I think it's what. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Word Rap, for not. Thank you, Word Rap, for not. There we go. Thank you, Word Rap, for not being where I needed you to be. Okay, yeah. Someone made a comic strip series based around me. Okay. Probably be similar to the video game, but would probably be more like slice of life and fantasy rolled into one. Something like Hakua, maybe, if I want to go like manga strip comic style. Something like Hakua, but if I had to go by U.S. comics, I guess Dilbert with some Marvin and throw in a bit of Zitz and Baldo. And that would pretty much, I'd be happy with that. Just like combine those together, I'd be pretty much satisfied with that. I guess for like, or I guess you think like The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, but put that in a comic strip. That would probably be pretty cool. I would probably read it. I'm not gonna lie. I read some Dilbert. I actually own a couple Dilbert books I picked up when Borders was still a thing. Yeah, I miss that store, and then I don't miss that store. But I picked up a couple of those. One was Journey to Cubeville. It's actually one of my favorites. It's just a whole bunch of Dilbert comic strips all thrown together. Okay, well, no, okay, going with the fact that I like manga and anime, there is a manga series that it is basically strips. And I actually plan on doing a review of the anime of it as well. It's called Azumanga Daioh. And I know I'm probably mispronouncing that, but that's how it's spelled. It's Azumanga Daioh. It's got an interesting opening and stuff like that, and I plan on doing a review of it down the road. But I guess something like that would be my ideal setting, in a way. That would be my ideal sort of what I would want to have out of a series, I guess you could say. Yeah, that'd be a comic strip series that I would like. So let me plug my laptop in here so that it can slowly go back up to 100% and possibly screw my battery up more. Oh, it's down 68. Okay, I want it to be at 100% because I got to go on this before I go to work in the morning and do a couple other things on here yet. So, okay. But yeah, that's the end of that question. My apologies. I'm multitasking here tonight at the same time. Here. Okay. What are your thoughts on the mysterious Mr. Enter? Oh, believe it or not, I've actually seen some of the videos from that channel. I think it's pretty interesting. It's sort of like Negative Legend meets the Nostalgia Critic, and as much as I was asked to review the Nostalgia Critic, I can't. I have watched a bunch of his videos. I actually had a notepad document open trying to come up with a script just to do that for a review, and I got nothing, not a zip zilch bupkis. I could not think of anything. I couldn't do anything for it, and I feel like if I do it, I'm not going to do it. One, I'm not going to do it justice. And then two, even though I'm not going to be doing it justice, I doubt I'm going to do it any favors. I'll be pretty harsh on it. But yeah, the Mysterious Mr. Enter is sort of like Negative Legend meets the Nostalgia Critic. I've seen a few of the videos. Their atrocities is pretty animated atrocities is pretty interesting. I have watched a few of those. Not enough to do a review, but they are pretty interesting. My thoughts, though, it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely something that is out on YouTube. Like I said, it's just sort of like Negative Legend, because Negative Legend had like an avatar, even Saber Spark. And yes, that tells you how much YouTube I watch. I'm able to tell you the names of channels. That tells you something. Yeah, like Saber Spark does like an animated sort of avatar. You have Negative Legend has an avatar. It's like a ninja. And then sort of like mix those with the Nostalgia Critic, where you have like some criticalness of whatever Mr. Enter's talking about. So yeah, there is that. But it's pretty cool, I think so. Since you ran it upon ads for streaming services, do you think streaming services are a good idea or a bad idea? Best I could come up with. Stupid question, I know. There are no stupid questions. There can only be stupid answers. That's what I was taught all the time growing up. Personally, I don't remember complaining about ads in streaming services with my streaming services video. But basically, streaming services are a good thing. I'm not going to lie. It's a double-edged sword at the same time. Because it's damned if you do and damned if you don't. With streaming services, you run the risk of constantly having one video that's going to be like one set of stuff that's going to be put up before anything else. But then are you going to try to do like the Netflix style of binge watching everything? Or do you want to go with like all the other ones and release it slowly? With other streaming services, they're basically ones that are based off of whatever cable network existed, like ABC, CBS. NBC's recently announced their own. It's called Peacock, which I know, but the kicker is, for years I didn't even realize that their logo was a peacock. That threw me for a loop when all of a sudden high definition television I have in my room, I'm watching something on NBC, and all of a sudden, big down in the corner, like, holy crap, that's a bird! I thought it was just a freaky flowery rainbow. That's what I thought that was for the longest time. But no, it's a peacock. So they recently announced that they're going to be having Peacock. It's going to be their streaming service. Disney Plus doing their own. Cartoon Network pretty much has their own streaming thing, so I can pull up their stuff on the Roku. I know Nickelodeon's got their own too. It's like every major network has their own. They realize that cable's dead. With a lot of people, they spend. I know before we got rid of cable with me, it was like $80 a month, and we watched at best 10 channels a day. And that was between 4 different people. My grandparents would watch the news, more news, their religious show, more news, so on and so forth down the road. And my mom and I would watch, I'd watch A&E, AMC, see if there's a movie on, Toon Disney, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney, FX, FXX, USA, TNT, TBS, TV Land. Occasionally A&E, Discovery, History. I think I watch TLC every now and then. Some of the higher up channels I know I watch, like music channels, stuff like that. But it was like $80, and a majority of that bulk was 80 plus sports channels that we had. We had like 115 channels, and out of that you had either local access stuff that you couldn't get during the day, like there was a school channel that was basically, I guess some school district had a public access channel that was up during the day and parents could watch it. That felt really creepy to me. 3 local channels, which were basically garbage. The cable providers own, here's our network, here's what we show you, and just an amalgam of other stuff. But we mostly had sports channels then. It was like we could have ESPN, ESPN2, Classic ESPN, there was like a racing channel, there was a boxing channel, FS1, Fox Sports 1, and just so many of them. There was Big Game Hunter, there was outdoor fishing, the Outdoor Channel. We had like more sports shows and more sports channels than we had anything else. Either that or we had channels that were completely meaningless to us. I think that the cable companies would have given the option for an a la carte. Because when I was in high school, I wrote an article for the school newspaper saying about how the school lunches were overpriced for what you're getting, because if you wanted and I actually use this as a perfect example because in my high school, you had occasionally hot dogs, mashed potatoes, and everything else, but it was hot dogs and sauerkraut. And now, if I packed my lunch, my mom was not paying the school lunch prices, and this avoided any issue because my classmates hated my guts for the longest time. In fact, I still don't even know how my best friend and I even became friends. I still that was still a mystery to me. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta ask him that someday. But I actually had a thing about like a la carte, like if you could actually pick and choose what you wanted off the menu. Like, I just want the hot dog, just charge me for what the hot dog is, not the extra stuff along with it. I don't eat mashed potatoes, I don't eat this, just hot dog, maybe like a bag of chips plus my drink. Just charge me that. Don't make me pay for the full lunch when I'm not getting the full lunch. And with cable channels, it's the same thing they were doing. They're not doing an a la carte thing. If they would do that, it would be, look, just pay for the channels you want. Like, if you want, like, 20 channels, then we'll charge you, like, $40 a month for those 20 channels. That's it. Or if you want, like, 30 channels, it'll be $40 a month. There's, like, a pay gap. It's like, okay, anything under 40 channels, this is how much you're going to be paying a month. Anything over that, this is how much you're going to be paying. You don't want sports channels, you won't get any sports channels. You want some news channels, we'll throw those in, too. You just tell us the channels you want, those are the channels you'll get. I know a lot of people could just disable them on their TVs, but you still were paying for them. And that's why a lot of the cable networks were going belly up. And then that's what rose the streaming services up. Because, now granted, you already had some of them beforehand. There was Showtime, Stars, and HBO. But they were upper echelon, where you still had to have a cable subscription, but then you had to pay the extra for that. Now, with the internet becoming more and more of an advent and more of a daily necessity, it was easier for them to just go, look, let's just come out with a streaming service and middle finger everybody. You can now watch all your favorite shows right here on your computer. You don't have to turn on your TV. You can give your cable company the middle finger. And they realized that they were screwed at that point. So streaming services it's a good and bad thing. It's good because it gives people the chance to watch what they want to watch when they want to watch it, so long as it's on the server yet. A lot of the streaming services, they'll have it on for X amount of months, and then they'll shove it off because their servers aren't that massive. It's not YouTube levels of massive server farmage. But with cable providers, they realized that was screwed, so that's why the streaming services came up. So it's a good thing we have the streaming services. You can watch whatever you want, and granted, you have to do that. But the other side of that coin being the fact that you have so many of them popping up, now you're basically right back to where you started again. I mean, I know on the Roku, there's like, it's like every channel you can get for free, and most of them have the same content. There's like FilmRise TV, FilmRise something else, and it's all basically the same concept. I have Tubi, Shout Factory, Crackle, Pluto TV. I can actually pull up YouTube on my Roku. I got News On. I have ABC. I got the Roku channel stuff, and most of the stuff that's on some of those overlap with ones that are on the other ones. But at the same time, it's also a matter of which ones are going to play it, which ones are going to have it for the longer time, and insert everything else there. A lot of the major television networks jumped to the streaming services, which is what made them a necessary evil in this case, because you can watch the show that is airing on the network in like prime time, but you don't have to actually have a cable subscription. You can just watch it. You can like wait a couple days to a week and just watch it then for free, versus, let me pay for the cable subscription and then watch it. That was bullshit. So it's not that they're a good idea or a bad idea. It's both. It's a double-edged sword, if you will, and that's the problem. There's no good answer and no bad answer, because it's a necessity that people are going to want, but it's a necessity that they're going to have for the longest time. And with more and more of them popping up, eventually it's going to become like the .com, and it's just going to burst at some point. The bubble's going to crack. So we got Disney Plus coming out, and like I said, NBC announced Peacock. So there's so many of them out there. I know there's now a BET Plus I know, I think FX has a streaming service. I know Cartoon Network's working on one. I still swear Toonami should have their own. But yeah, there's like a whole crap ton. You got like, and then there's Hulu, Netflix, all the other ones that have been around for the longest time. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword. It's the best I could say there. What are your thoughts on Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans? Well, taking that it only just came out digitally today, I haven't fully seen it, but I saw clips of it in the trailer, and I especially, because somebody put it up on Twitter, thank you, by the way, for whoever did that. I don't remember your name off the top of my head. I did see the song, sort of like the rap battle between the Teen Titans Go characters and the Teen Titans characters. I immediately went on and I was like, a couple days later, somebody had a picture up of the two Starfires, and I said, if this honestly doesn't kill any hope of Teen Titans getting another season, then nothing's going to. You had the Teen Titans Go to the movies, which they held, they attempted to hold the 6th season, I think it was, of Teen Titans hostage, in essence, to make the movie a success, and it still didn't help them. Though there are people that like the movie, and to each their own. I personally am never going to see it, and I have my reasons for that. But as far as, this was a needless crossover. I'm just going to say it that way. Cartoon Network was trying to mesh the two sides together, and I think Warner Brothers was kind of dipping their fingers a little too far in the pie on this one, too. Thinking, let's try to get the fans of Teen Titans in this, and the fans of Teen Titans Go. Let's get them together. Well, this is what we teased at the end of the movie. And I'm just thinking to myself, no, what you teased at the end of the movie basically sets it up that the Teen Titans Go characters locked the original Teen Titans away in another dimension and are just living out and taking over, which basically is what it seemed like Robin wanted to do in that music video. Was more like, let's, screw around with the characters and everything else, and I just didn't like that. Plus, the fact that they're drawn a lot differently. The whole thing with the original Teen Titans series was that it was a darker story. It was a darker essence in a way, and Teen Titans Go feels like it's a lighter, more comedic type of entry into the genre. And it's the two sides are clashing way too much with the old school fans that enjoyed what the series was, and the new school fans that are just like, you need to suck it up and like what we like. And it's like, no, what you have is basically the watered down shit version of what we liked, and fans are just not loving it. I'm on the side of the original. I hate to say it. I've seen the Go series. I don't like it. In fact, I could do a freaking review on that thing and just rip it a new asshole. But yeah, I'm not a fan of it. What is something your mom would have never let you play if you had it as a kid? If I had the Nintendo 64, she would have never let me play Conkers Bad Fur Day. I know that for a fact. She would have never let me play that game. This is the game with the squirrel. It had the giant shit monster, the Great Mighty Pooh. You had the sunflower, which was the sunflower with the huge rack. My mom would have seen either of those characters. She would have instantaneously found a way, maybe not even second, she might have taken the cartridge right out of the system, put it on the ground and stepped on it, and then just go, I'll call the store, see if they have another one. Would probably fake call the store. She would have pulled out every trick in the parent's handbook. She would have called the store and said, honey, I have some bad news. They don't make that game anymore. I'm really sorry. It's gone. Look, I'll find you another game to play. Because she would have lost her mind if I would have been playing Conkers Bad Fur Day. But there's a lot of other ones too. I think if I would have had it as a kid, she would have never let me play it or anything. But if we're going like video games, definitely Conkers Bad Fur Day. Most of the other games she probably would have just turned a blind eye to, or just said sparingly, like, don't sit there all day and play it. But as far as Conkers Bad Fur Day, that's definitely the one that she would have never let me play. I mean, I had a GameCube, and I had Pokemon Coliseum, and I remember, because it was really, really hot that day. I didn't want to keep it up in my room because it was going to get too hot. So I brought it down to my mom's room. She goes, "You're going to stay in here for the day. It's cooler down here." So I brought down my GameCube. I hooked up my GameCube to her TV, and I almost blew her speakers. And I'm like, well, I can't play this down here. I almost blew the damn speakers just playing Pokemon Coliseum. I'm just like, I have fond memories of my GameCube. And yeah, but if I had it as a kid, definitely that. There's probably some PS2 games out there she would have never let me play. I know Twisted Metal would have been one of them, but I'm not a big fan of clowns, so I wouldn't have wanted to play that either. Rampage, I don't think she would have had an issue with it. I'm going with like old school, like 90s games that were out, and I know Rampage, I'm thinking like that. Because I played the arcade game, and she really didn't have a problem with that. She would have just looked at me and said, "Okay, he's playing some weird game where animals are fighting each other. Okay, whatever. He's sitting in front of the television. He's not bothering me for 10 minutes. What the hell?" What the hell? I'll let it go. But yeah, definitely Conkers Bad Fur day. I want to say that, definitely. Okay, what's in store for your channel in the coming months? Oh, that's convenient. Okay, that one was actually mine. I'll admit, that was my question. So the upcoming months, I do have some fun videos in store. I am working on the Kyoto Animation special for the Anime GBU that I want to try to get done before I'm shooting for October for it to come out, because I'm introducing myself to the 3 series that I want to talk about with it. I'm double checking most of my information on it and everything else, but either way, it's mostly just going to be an honoring piece to them. I am working on, or at least am planning on working on the Anime GBU second season episodes. I have an idea I want to try first to record them. If that works, then I'll be in business. If not, I'm not going to be too happy, but I'll still get it somehow. That I'm shooting for February of next year for it to come out, so those won't be out Christmas. But for the holidays, I am working on a few other things. I'm working on some review videos for the holidays, some discussion videos for the holidays, some rant videos for the holidays. So like November and December, the 2 months when I do night shift, there's going to be some content. I'll try to get the videos up, as many of them as I can. Keep in mind, though, night shift kicks my ass badly. Night shift just whoops my ass. Because I'm awake from like 6 o'clock at night. No, sorry, 5:45 at night. I forgot to get up at 5:45. 5:45 at night to about 10 o'clock the next day in the morning. And I am then sleeping from like 10 to 5:45 again, ad infinitum, the same song and dance over and over again. So it does get repetitive. I start losing my mind and everything else. The podcast is still going to be going on. I'm looking forward to it. As always, I love doing the podcast. Hopefully we'll not have that glitch again. That was an apology on my part. I can't stress that enough. But yeah, as far as stuff in the upcoming months, I got some review videos, some rant videos, Anime GBU recordings I want to do, but it's mostly review videos and the other things. I am working on a discussion video in regards to the entire YouTube thing. I was planning on doing it this week, but because somebody on Twitter wants to or would like to submit some ideas for it, I think I'm going to take them up on that offer, see if they can submit them via either like words, like a scripted thing that they want to write down, I'll just mention them, or if they can record their own thing and I'll add it into mine somehow. I'll try that route, see if we can get together on that. If not, I'll just do it myself. But I am planning on doing a discussion video of sorts on that. I was planning on doing it this week, but with bringing my laptop back up to speed and everything else, it's just getting a little tiring. So there is that. I swear there's something else that I was... Oh! No, that's not it. Yeah, I think that's about it. But yeah, that's about what I got coming up in store for the next few months. So there are going to be some more rant videos than that. I am working on getting a lot of those recorded, like during the week, like because I'm on my laptop at least 3 times a week. and I can just quick pull it out, record a couple rand videos. They'll be audio only, the rand videos, so I can just like throw in my lapel mic here and just blather on for 10-15 minutes and then shut down my laptop. Because I did try connecting this to my tablet, and either I have to find a different program or figure out exactly how my tablet works, because this didn't help at all. I was a little pissed at that. I mean, I do have another tablet I could try, but I'm not going to dust that thing off, dust it off, pull it out, and do all that. No, it's not worth it. So there is that. I'm thinking of something else here, and I can't think of it. That's about it. All right, so let's see when we can do the next Q&A video here. Until my calendar pulls up. Okay. Shooting for October. We are looking... Oh! Okay! This actually works out well this time. Okay, so for October, we will shoot for the 26th. Because I can record it then on the 29th, and it can go up on the 31st. So yes, the next one will go up on Halloween. Include any of your creepy questions, if you want. If anybody submitted questions for this one, and I missed it because I did change the date. Sadly, I wasn't banking on doing that, but I did. If somebody out there did submit a question, feel free to just throw it in for October if I missed it. This month kind of got a little screwy near the end, and I realized when I was looking at the calendar, I'm like, oh crap, the last Saturday I was thinking of was the 28th, and I'm like, crap, I'd have to record it that night when I'm done with the podcast, and then pop it up that Monday, and I'm like, ugh, because I'm not going to lie, I've been getting the podcast done. It's been like 12 a.m. when the podcast is done, and then I go to sleep. I like shut down everything, put it all away, and then I go to sleep. So yeah, there's that. But otherwise, submit your questions. Feel free, bring it on. I look forward to it. You might see my other mic in a couple recording videos if I go like discussion-wise, because I don't want to burn out my lapel mic, and I want to try to get the most out of my boom mic if I can. So I'm trying to fine-tune that the best I can as well. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for this one. Did everything? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you all for submitting your questions for this month's Q&A video. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and I am out of here. Bye, everybody.